got the time to say, that's the team of my life. No,
No
wahala.
wahala.
There was wahala.
Hi everyone, you're welcome back to the podcast episode and thank you for joining me again. And today is quite special because I have a guest on the show. The guest is Aidin. She decided to be dramatic today. I don't even know, but I know her, so I am used to all of this. Okay, so I put a poll up on Instagram, my Instagram page. I just asked you guys to guess the guest on the show. And if you chose a female informal caregiver, then you are right, because my guest for the show is a female and an informal caregiver. So her name is Victoria. Please can you share your face now, because I don't know why. This has to be dramatic. Yeah, okay guys, this is my guest on the show. This is Victoria and she's an informal caregiver. Okay, let me make that clear. An informal caregiver is someone who is a relative, a friend, a partner, or a neighbor that has a significant relationship with someone who is ill or has a condition and takes care of the person. Okay, while a formal caregiver is paid to do the job of taking care. So there's a difference. Okay, Victoria, can you introduce yourself first?
Yeah, I mentioned my name like more than one time. I should be familiar already.
Okay.
My name is Victoria Akitoye. I'm a fashion designer.
Oshé.
A very busy woman.
Oshé.
It's not easy in this country.
Celebrity designer.
I'm a celebrity designer. No,
Yes.
you start seeing me on your screen.
Yes.
So keep my name Victoria.
Yes.
So that when you see me outside, you can remember.
Autograph.
I do.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Because I have to know.
Okay, it's very, very important. Okay, so guys, if you think you follow my initiative and you want to support me very well, make sure you do your genotype, because that's the first step to making a change actually. So she knows that genotype. See, I know my genotype. You have to know your genotype. That way you're actually playing your part.
I know you know how we met. You want to trick me into it. But yeah, I can remember. We met in 2015 at Awolowo University as freshers. That was so eager to know all things worked in the university. Then I think it was in our hilarious parties. We met outside our hostel.
Yeah.
That was in Mozambique Hall. And fortunately, our mom and my mom met and they were like, maybe we should just throw their loads over the fence so that it's easy for them to enter. Imagine, we don't know each other. They've not met before. In fact, I think I was just looking at her like, probably we should, because we're both tiny and you can see we are still both tiny. So like, okay, should we throw, should we not? And we started lining up like to enter
the crowd was too much. They just resuming.
When you have so many funny ways of stressing without even starting already.
I know, right?
Then we started we got our cards for the rooms we were supposed to be in. We were like, oh, bye, we just set up like, somebody randomly met outside.
Yeah.
Tada! We got inside the room. We were roommates. We were not just roommates. We were bunkmates. I'm like, hey.
This one said I was wearing green dress outside. I was trying our nose inside.
Tiny green dress.
And then she's in my room.
I'm like, how is that possible? Then we met somebody else randomly again. That we were also outside talking like, oh wow, see God.
She happened to be my bunkmate while we were in part 100 level, and that was the story.
Well, my general knowledge about sickle cell is okay. According to World Health Organization, they made to understand that 25% of the whole population have sickle cell. So I don't know if the percentage has increased or decreased. I'm hoping it keeps decreasing instead. That is 25%, and I'm familiar with just two types of sickle cell, probably because they are common. Okay. I know there are others, and I know, okay, so the two types I'm familiar with will be SS and SC. Okay. I know there are others, but I think the most common one are those two.
You're right. These are the common ones, but we have different types, and you guys can check my previous episodes to know the different types of sickle cell. It's not just SS and SC. We have the beta thalassemia and all of that. So we just keep learning every day. But she knows to, at least she tried. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised, like, oh wow, that this is very close to me, because like when we met, she was my bunkmate. I'm like, oh wow, and like I was giving the lower bunk, she was giving the upper bunk. I'm like, okay, with my knowledge of sickle cell, I feel like it was going to be stressful. like, okay, let's swap bunk. It's going to be easier for
Yes,
you. So like, I just kind of accepted it. Probably because of my own personality. I'm just this
She has been nice. Don't try to downplay it. She's a very nice person.
I beg.
So she gave up her lower
I
bunk.
only switch up my bunk
me.
because she was too tall.
It's not because I'm tall. She gave it up for me so that I could stay at the lower bunk so I won't have to climb. You get, like, she's so thoughtful.
Love. But yeah, like I'm like, okay, would you want to swap? Like, would you want to stay at the lower bunk? Cause okay, fine, I'm comfortable with climbing the bunk. We swap bunk, and like the disadvantage to that again was we were closer to the door. So like breeze and the like. So she has to like change where she sleeps. We try to close the door frequently, and naturally we are both like neat people, so our space is always neat. In fact, we had to name our space Pedro and Vicky's corner. It's always very neat. Like, yeah, you know, when you're living with people and you have like the same kind of thing, you have little or nothing to fight about. If you're fighting about something, people like you're trying to help each other. Yeah. So I like that. And then I saw her bring out her drug pouch, and I'm like, okay, and I saw her drugs area. And that I'm like, oh yeah, this actually confirms that okay, she's SS and the like because I already have a knowledge of the kind of drugs being used, and I know the do's and the don'ts and the like. So sometimes when she does not eat or she's stressing herself academic wise, like going to read overnight, I'm always very frustrated and annoyed. Like, bro, no, you're not the only person where you read go pass. Not the only person where you go like relax. You. But yeah, you will come up on me and you're like, guy, I have to
read.
To my own knowledge, you know, like we just started knowing each other. I can't start dictating for her. But as I try to help her to be more conscious of, you can't do this. Yeah. This is not about maybe like I'm pitying or something. It's just empathy. You should not be doing this. And now Mose was fond of there was no water, so we had to fetch water. So imagine we carry buckets, go and fetch water, we come back. Then after fetching water, then you go back you want to go and do overnight to the night. Bro, don't kill yourself.
It was not easy.
But it was not easy.
I'm glad that I actually had her as my bunkmate because she made things easier for me. She's there to help out, to show support in any way she can, you know, show support. And also when I'm down with crisis and everything, she's always there to show up. Even during hospital admission and all that.
Crisis. Yeah. Okay, I felt like I handled it like a pro that I am because like people even thought that we've known each other before we entered school, but it was easy to blend in and make things work. At least now we are both graduates. That's what matters. You see this difficulty. This is not the time to say. That's the theme of my life. No wahala. There was wahala. Man, difficulties plenty. Okay, like the ones I can. Let me say it like from the beginning. Okay. We were close to health center, so it was not really much of a deal. Like, okay, if she has crisis, then we branch from school to the health center, check up on her, get her food, go back to then discharge. Okay. Then the worst times were when we had to leave campus, then go outside, you know, as per part one, they will give you the level of you're staying on campus, then we're off campus. She was staying in a different place, I was staying in a different place. Then a particular day, I received a call that, oh, Pedro is sick, that she's at THC, and I know that, okay, health center is manageable, but when it's THC, it means it is worse. So I'm like, okay. Unfortunately for me that day, I had 2 tests. I think we're in part 2 or so, and they wanted to ask me if she was allergic to a particular kind of drug or something. So I was not like, okay, when will she be discharged? So they said she was going to be discharged today, but they are going to take her to the health center. So that was when I realized, okay, she's at the teaching hospital. But unfortunately for me again that day, I was there with just 100 naira, and I stayed off campus. So to get back, I want hostel is 15 naira. So come back to campus is 15 naira. So that means I'm going to exhaust that 100 naira. So I'm like, okay, my best decision is to wait on campus for her so that I can see her at the health center. So I went to another roommate of ours that stays on campus to stay there, like, so while they wait the time, while I was still with you for another test that I had the next day. That's how it was 4-5 p.m. She just went that they won't be able to transfer her to health center, or health center says there's no bed space, so she's going to manage at the emergency. Blood of Jesus. Guys, I've been on campus for the past 5 hours. I'm like, okay, I can't make it to the complex, so let me just go to my hostel. So I went to my hostel, I cooked food, then that was when she called me that, then she woke up and I'm like, okay, she's hungry, and the person called me that, okay, can we get pap? Mind you, I was there for 15 naira. I went to use 15 to buy pap. I've not even thought about how to get money to give her the pap at CHC. Fortunately for me, a client called me and she wanted to make a gesture and Kinecon. She sent money immediately. I withdrew the money, then I went to meet her. I was thinking that I was going to stay over with her or the likes. Then that day, I think there were so many emergencies at the hospital and you're like, nobody should stay over. So like around past 8, so really late, like we had to leave and come back the next morning. So like that was one difficulty.
Which other experience again? I was admitted on a stretcher. There was no bed.
Let me be
emergency time. Emergency time. I always buy for my friends because
she was on a stretcher on the floor, not on a stretcher on a platform like a table.
Guys.
On the floor where people pass, they sweep because there was no space. And it was emergency unit. But it was funny because she was in pain. You know, like when you have bone pain and you can't bend. Even on the stretcher,
nowhere was
there was no
everywhere was hard
place.
Yes, that's another thing. And my friends, they don't get to sleep over. Anything I need, they have to rush, go in and go out. You know, financial constraints are there. Physically, you know, strength. They have other schedules, and it messes up with their schedules. Like a lot of things that she just summarized it actually. Just summarized it. Yeah, but this is just me giving you a hint of what. Caregivers, and how stressed we can be, and what caregivers also, the effort they put in into showing support with individuals living with any kind of condition, not even sickle cell alone now, any kind of condition, any kind of, you know, illness, and they have to be by their side and help them with whatever it is they need at that point that they cannot do themselves. So trust me, caregivers are also superheroes. So shout out to all caregivers out there. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much.
Was at health center. They gave her the dosage and she slept as if somebody was there on tramadol. I'm like, Beju. The nurse was like,
that was a scary moment.
She's not responding. She's not responding. We checked her eyes was like turning, like it looks like rainbow color. When we realized that she was actually moving her mouth, we were like, okay, she's fine, but I guess maybe like the drug was way too much for our own body concentration or something. But if you had seen the rainbow close, very close, I don't know if this camera can extend my hand as close. If you have seen rainbow that close to you and you see it in somebody's eye, you know that it's only one life you have. I was really scared. Then she woke up and started vomiting.
Yeah,
like so many.
I reacted a lot to the injection, and I try my best to avoid that injection. So when I'm on admission, I don't let them give me that. So I opt out for other painkillers. Yeah. So that was a scary moment.
I will start from word of advice. I will go to point of view, my POV about these things. First of all, know your genotype.
Yes.
Know your compatibility with your partner. If you know that you want to stick with somebody that is AS, you too, you are AS. It is not an option. Let me make it clear again. It is not an option, but if that is what the two of you have decided to do, you know, relationship is two people. Whatever you people decide, what you decide. The favor you do for us is your husband will go and either do vasectomy, or you as the woman, you go and tie your fallopian tube. And that is if procreating is not part of your options for your goals for marriage. Yeah. Nobody is stopping you. Yeah, but please, because see, when this issue starts, when you see your kids in crisis, you are never going to be happy. You are going to forget the fact that you loved that man. Yeah. You are going to forget the fact that that man loves you, because you can't see your children in distress and you think the marriage is going on happily.
It's a whole lot.
So stay clear away from it. But if you insist that the Lord said
you people are supposed to be
together,
soulmates,
that's the option. I think God is on your side and you have money, like pay for work, you have enough money. You can do genetic testing to see a viable egg.
You want to do IVF,
or you do IVF, or you do implantation, something. But don't go with the mindset that God can do it, that you people will have AA. This is how God is.
It's not trial and error. That's what we're trying to let you know. Yeah, that's very good.
And it's not even an option.
Advice.
But we are proud. But we can make it balanced. Like, let's just try to decrease the population. Yeah. The main purpose is to make it the percentage to come down and not to come up. Because if you're actually close to somebody that is SS, you understand this thing better. You see the pain they go through and the pain you yourself will have to go through. Imagine if you are going through pain because your friend is SS and you know that she's going through more than that. I'm sure you don't want to make a mistake when it comes to genotype compatibility at all.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Don't give up. at least we've read stories of people that are 100 and something, and the woman is SS. I can't really remember her age.
94.
94.
Yeah, 94.
Then I know someone too that is 68.
Okay.
You have the audacity to enjoy life. You have the.
I like
you
that word.
You deserve to enjoy life,
yes,
no matter
please.
what.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to say is, it's not easy to be taking drugs, but try as much as possible to use your drug judiciously. The truth is,
that's for me.
No matter how exactly, that's for you. No matter how you take this drug, there are times that the crisis will come, even when you do the whole thing.
Yeah.
But don't let it get you into depression, or if you don't want to take the drugs, or you're tired. No. Remember people around you that really care about you. How do you want them to feel like if you decide to give up on yourself? Don't. And for caregivers and families around, to take care, to be on this line, is financial support, emotional support. Money is important, because there was a time I followed you to get one of the drugs, and the drug was 5,000, and and you take this drug every day. In this economy, 5K. Yes. Send them money, send them emotional support. Yeah. One call per week is fine. If you're not too close with the person, a call per month is okay. If God blesses you abundantly, 100K per month to dash them is not too much. Please, they need money. You get, because hospital bills are not smiling. Hospitals do not care if it's because they are SS is why they are in the hospital. They will still collect their money, because it's a whole system. The hospital has to work, everybody has to work, and the likes. And for organizations, don't say because the person is sickle cell is why you don't want to give them the job. If they are capable of, if they fit into what you want, let them do it. Make them fit in. Even statistics just tell us that most SS patients are very intelligent, like academic-wise. So what? The energy we consume daily to do things is actually more. Yeah. And the truth is, you people need more energy reserve to get things done. But at the same time, don't exhaust yourself. People that do 9 to 5, for instance, that are sickle cell patients, they get their crisis frequently. In fact, I think that the government should look for a way to say sickle cell people compulsorily remote jobs. I'm serious. I know. So that it will be, at least, if somebody is sending you money, you're not using money to enjoy. You get, not that you're using money for drugs, paying off. God will help us all. Amen. Look for remote jobs, or God should give you the grace to create job opportunities yourself. But I feel that is the best place people can work, and that's your advice. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've come to the end of today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed watching it as much as we also enjoyed putting it out there. And thank you for watching till the end. And I also want to appreciate my informal caregiver on the show today. Shout out to all other caregivers out there. Thank you. You guys are the real MVP. So guys, share my videos with your friends. Tell them to subscribe to this channel, and also listen to the audio versions on different platforms, Spotify and Anchor, Google Podcasts, and all of that. And don't miss any episode. You can also go back to listen to other episodes. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Ta-da.